In today's episode, we've put a lot of emphasis on the future, but let's take a moment to talk about the present, and namely, where we stand in the continued battle against COVID-19. Here to discuss is Jeanne Marrazzo, Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Thank you so much for joining.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, you have extensive expertise in HIV. How did that really help and shape your understanding of COVID-19?
So when COVID-19 first emerged, there was a lot of uncertainty about what the virus was, how it was going to work, how severe it was going to be. And we also had nothing in our armamentarium to treat it, right? We really didn't know. So there were a lot of parallels between that and the early stages of the HIV pandemic. As we started to mobilize more to develop therapies to sort of understand the pathogenesis of SARS-CoV-2, we used a lot of tools that had been developed and invested in for HIV specifically. So it really positioned us to have a very rapid and very effective response.
You've also once said we're far from over with COVID-19, obviously, right? So what does the path look like moving forward with not just only policy making, but also the treatment?
So the path forward for COVID is to recognize that this virus is not going away, and we're going to continue to face almost certainly new variants. The virus is going to continue to mutate. It's going to continue to try to evade our immune systems. It's going to do the things that viruses do. We still don't have fantastic antiviral therapies. We have some drugs that we think are good, and they have certainly had a role in reducing the severity of illness. But we haven't had a home run that is going to shut down viral replication and make you non-infectious and make you feel better in a second and prevent you from really getting even sicker. So we really can't stop discovery efforts to keep looking at this very crafty virus.
Another huge issue, long COVID.
Yes.
Right, so many struggling.
Yes.
As we learn new information, does that reshape as you go how to treat it?
I think so, for a couple of reasons. First of all, long COVID I think of as one of the most challenging conditions of our time, right? We're just starting to unravel the mystery of what long COVID is about. It's pretty clear that for some cases there is persistence of the virus, and so targeting that, what might be a reservoir, either of virus or viral antigens, is one strategy that people are looking at. The other is looking at the immune response to the virus. Is there this legacy immune response that's continuing to drive inflammation, T cell exhaustion, all these things that are really coming together to make the syndrome what it is. It also, I think, is a testament to the fact that if you can avoid getting COVID, you should avoid getting COVID, and you should avoid getting it multiple times if you can. And that means obviously vaccines for the most part.
So when it comes to the future down the line, not only just with COVID, but also new variants, as you mentioned, Are there new technologies? I mean, what's the major push moving forward to mitigate?
So the major push moving forward is embodied in part by the Recover TLC program, which we are taking forward in NIAID. It's Recover Treat Long COVID. The idea behind this is to leverage everything we're learning about the pathogenesis to design clinical trials that can be done rapidly, sort of like we did during COVID. So scale them up quickly, make sure you can effectively discard hypotheses. Once you have a candidate you think might help people, study it, and as many people as you need. If it doesn't work, and move on. So the tools to look at the immune response are much more sophisticated than they've ever been. The tools to detect the virus in some of these hidden reservoirs, for example, like the gut, the brain, other places are more sophisticated than we've ever been. So we can't overpromise, but we can't stop. We really have to keep pushing.
That feels hopeful to me. So thank you for everything that you do and joining us today. I mean, a long battle ahead, but still seems hopeful.
I am always hopeful because we have amazing people who are really committed. And especially for long COVID, there's a very engaged advocacy community of patients, providers who have really, I think, struggled to be heard as an entity. So very important to engage them, very important to continue to listen to those concerns and to act accordingly.
Thank you for joining.
My pleasure, Melissa. Thank you.